Hill Griffin Stadium in Gainesville, Florida. LSU faces Florida in the Swamp. It's an SEC rivalry with special significance tonight for LSU. The Tigers are dangerously close to becoming irrelevant in 2014 as the Gators get ready to pour out of their tunnel. Good evening, everybody, and welcome with Jesse Palmer. I'm Brent Musburger. When Jesse and I cleared Tennessee last week, Florida was prepared to name their talented freshman Treon Harris as their new starting quarterback. Then early Monday afternoon came stunning news that he had been suspended indefinitely because a female student at Florida had accused him of sexual assault hours after the Tennessee win. The headlines raged here for a week. But then dramatically, late yesterday afternoon, the woman said she was dropping criminal charges for the time being. Harris has been fully reinstated to the Gators, but he will not play tonight, nor will he be in uniform or on the sideline. And Jesse, that takes us back to Jeff Driskel.
It's the Jeff Driskel show tonight. And unlike last week, Brent, Jeff Driskel doesn't have to look over his shoulder tonight. He is not going to get pulled from this game, but he's got to play better. His first two games, he looked really good. The last two games were the worst two of his career. It's not okay tonight for Jeff Driskel just to be a game manager. For them to win, he's got to be a playmaker. He's got to cut down on the turnovers. He needs to be way more accurate throwing the football deep down the field, and he needs to use his legs, and that's key because running quarterbacks have given this LSU defense headaches. So right now, statistically, the worst rush defense in the conference.
Well, Jesse, for more on Jeff, let's go to our Maria Taylor. Maria?
Well, Brent, Jeff Driskel, he's thrown 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions through the first 4 games, and Driskel told me that is unacceptable. He said he has to make better reads and decisions, and he recognizes that he's had ample opportunities to prove himself as the starter here at Florida. Now he's trying to focus on proving his capabilities in this game because it's sooner than later for him, and Will Muschamp told him that ultimately this week is going to be about proving your capabilities and playing the way he knows he can.
Thanks, Maria. And, Jesse, listen, the quarterback situation at LSU a little muddy.
Yeah, it's been up and down. They've started a different guy each of the last 2 games. Tonight, they're going to go with the sophomore Anthony Jennings, and they believe his experience is going to be key. They think he can handle this type of hostile environment tonight. We're going to see both guys play. Brandon Harris on the right is a very talented true freshman, but LSU right now 0-2 in conference play. Tonight is a must-win game for them. If you want to keep pace in the SEC West, if you want to keep your big game bowl hopes alive, they're going to need both of these young quarterbacks to make big plays against what's become one of the best defenses in the SEC at Florida.
Les Miles, 10 years at LSU, 99 wins, looking for number 100 tonight. Off a loss, folks. He's lethal. 24-1. And he's coming off a loss here tonight. Miles and LSU won the toss. They will defer. Florida will receive. Will Muschamp on the Gator sideline. Andre DeBose pacing in the end zone. Trent the man kicks it away, and we're underway in Gainesville. This to DeBose. He's coming out. Just shy of the 20-yard line, and so we're going to bring out number 6. Jeff Driskel of the Florida Gators, the redshirt junior quarterback. Jesse.
His 4th year here at Florida. It's been up and down, as we mentioned early this season. The biggest issue, as Maria pointed out earlier, has been the turnovers. 5 of those interceptions have come in the last 2 games. His decision-making tonight has got to be good against what is easily the best secondary he's seen all year.
His opening play, Kelvin Taylor is the running back. On first down, that embattled heart of the LSU defense. Not much doing. Cowbells, folks. Cowbells are ringing throughout Starkville. 38-23. Mississippi State stuns Auburn tonight.
Chaos ensues throughout the SEC and turns the SEC West upside down. What can you say about Dan Mullen, the Bulldogs? Wow.
Brandon Powell, number 15, the talented freshman, has checked into that backfield. This swing is off to the young man, slips a tackle, and just shy of that first down, out of bounds on the far side. Jalen Mills of LSU there.
Well, Brandon Powell is going to get more touches in this game. He's missed the last couple weeks with a hamstring injury, but he's extremely fast, only a true freshman with great ball skills. And you see right now offensive coordinator Kurt Roper getting this young guy involved in this game early.
Third and short. Kelvin Taylor, the running back alongside Driskel, a talented runner. Driskel got the first down. Out to the 32-yard line here on the Gators' first possession with Alexander hitting him first.
That's big, Brent. I think the best thing that Jeff Driskel has done this year, especially in the last 2 games, is run the ball. He is an exceptional athlete, and his legs are going to be critical tonight for the Gators' rushing success.
Driskel needs some receivers who can go get the football. That's what this Gators attack needs against a very talented defensive backfield. Going to put it up. Dropped, and there it is again. Dropped by Dunbar, and Jesse, that has plagued the Gator receivers all season.
These wide receivers have to step up, Brent. It's not all just on Jeff Driskel. This is now the 19th drop on the year for the Florida Gators offense, and that is an easy catch for Demarcus Robinson, who is the most explosive playmaker and their best wide receiver. Remember, he had drops early last week against Tennessee. Sorry, Quentin Dunbar on that drop. They got to do a better job as a group.
Second down and 10 for Driskel. Motions out empty backfield, and he's going to keep it again. Shy of the first down, but it's third and manageable, and that was Jamal Adams, freshman from Texas, making the stop for that secondary.
It's important for the rhythm of this Gator offense to have success on these early downs, and these quarterback runs, swing passes have gotten them in manageable situations for Jeff Driskel.
Need 4. Dunbar motions through. Pittman's the slot receiver. Looks in that direction. And had pressure and incomplete. And the Gators forced a punt here on their opening series. Kyle Christie, a very talented punter. Standing at the Gators 24. Christie drives it deep. White going to let it go. Will it go to the end zone? And it does. Coming out on the 20. So here is Anthony Jennings leading the LSU offense out. As Jesse told you, he's a sophomore.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore, but he's easily their most experienced quarterback. He's played in a lot of big games, and he's a true dual threat weapon. He can hurt you with his arm. He can hurt you with his legs. This is a very, very athletic Florida defense that he's facing today, so it's going to be big that he's able to use both of those assets tonight.
Leonard Fournette, the talented freshman, in the backfield. Two-back set. LSU shorthanded. Neighbors not here. Fournette on the toss to the middle of this very talented Gator defense, picking up only 2, and Davis makes the stop.
Well, we talked about the inconsistency at quarterback, so you expect LSU to come out and try and tote the rock. That last play, a toss power, that's their bread and butter. And this Florida front 7 has been so difficult to run on this year. They are very, very physical.
You see that Ethan Posick has started at right guard in that offensive line. Toss play to Fournette. Not much doing. Now third down for LSU, and that has been a story, especially last week when I believe, Jesse, you told me they were blanked.
Yeah, they were 0 for 13 in their loss against Auburn. They're 0 for their last 17 on third down against SEC opponents. The execution has to go way up. This is the money down. And this is really the most important part for LSU offensively tonight.
Sacked at the 9-yard line. Alex McAllister getting there first, the redshirt sophomore from Clemens, North Carolina.
They run stunts and twists. A lot of movement up front. You see defensive corner DJ Durkin coming up here inside. They're able to swim. It's a meeting at the quarterback. Remember, this defense had 6 sacks last week against Tennessee, and they're off to a very good start tonight.
Now punter Jamie Keene backed up in his own end zone. Dubose figures to give the Gators, if nothing else, good field position. And they'll set a return. Keene drives it. Here's Dubose at the Gator 38. Swinging to the left. Can he outrun the coverage? He does. 50, midfield. He's got a convoy. Hello, end zone. Andre Dubose. Believe it or not, according to my stats, and we'll check it, his touchdown runs had been on kickoffs. But this is a punt return TD for Dubose, 62 yards away. George Hill will check that stat. Unofficially, I've got that as his first punt return touchdown, but we'll check it for you. Take a look at this, folks, and now watch the blocking wall form. Speed kills. Fournette and McGee back deep for LSU. LSU and Les Miles, they don't want to lose contact against Will Muschamp and the Gators here early. They must respond. It's a young team. They haven't had success in big games this year. They cannot lose contact. Here comes Fournette. Battles his way to the 19-yard line. Can the Tigers get Fournette going? The toss. Got an alley. And it closed quickly as hard-hitting Marcus May brings the lumber.
Talked about this defense being physical. It's not just defensive linemen. It's not just linebackers. It's players in the safety. And the safety level, you see Marcus May at the top, number 20, come downhill. There's a reason this unit only gives up 2.8 yards a carry this season. Lots of guys like to tackle. They take pride in it.
This is the SEC. This is big boy football. Fournette with the handoff. Jesse, the holes are just really closing.
Yeah, I mean, these blue jerseys are flying around. They're getting penetration. Linebackers and defensive backs playing downhill. Now, the good news for LSU, you've got a manageable situation. On the last third down, it was a free-for-all in the backfield. We talked about this improved pass rush for the Florida Gators. As you see LSU on third down this year, where they've struggled, they got to protect Anthony Jennings and give him an opportunity.
Terrence McGee in on third down. Fowler standing up at the right side of the defensive line. Here comes number 6 trying to whip the tackle. Cannot. Quick throw dropped. Punting again. Brian Poole defensively for the Gators.
This Gators secondary is challenging LSU outside at the wide receiver position. Bump and run, man-to-man, great coverage by Poole. Getting the football back again. Now, the last time we saw the situation, Dubose took one to the house. LSU must do a much better job with their coverage.
High booming punt. Dubose awaits it. Fair catch at the end and makes the grab. Ball was loose for a second, but Dubose got on it. Came up with the fair catch signal a little bit late, but his 62-yard punt return put the Gators ahead of LSU. Timeout.
Welcome back to the Swamp, where the Gators lead at 7-0. But the story that was rising out of Gainesville and dominating headlines this week has involved the freshman quarterback Treon Harris. Earlier this week, he was accused of sexual battery and subsequently suspended indefinitely from the university. But the accuser withdrew the complaint on Friday. He was never criminally charged. He was reinstated to the team. And Muschamp also said that his freshman quarterback has a lot of respect from this team. He's expected to be in attendance here today, but not on the sideline, guys.
Thanks, Maria. Mac Brown, the play action quarterback. Ball is loose. Ball is loose. Rasco of LSU comes up with the turnover.
This LSU defense has done a phenomenal job creating turnovers this year, and what an answer. And it's Quan Alexander, number 4, that's been making plays all season long for the Tigers on defense that forced the fumble. Yet another turnover for Jeff Driskel in this offense. Watch him read Jeff Driskel, get outside, meet him at the point of attack, force the fumble. There's Rasco to scoop it up. That was a play LSU needed to regain momentum here on the road.
So a great opportunity for Jennings and the LSU attack, starting from the Gators' 28-yard line. Fournette on first down, got a crease. And he barrels to the 12. Poole perhaps saved a touchdown.
I think Leonard Fournette is a sleeping giant that's ready to wake up. We know he's the #1 player out of high school a year ago, but he's running a lot different now at the midway point than he was earlier this season. More decisive. He's running with more conviction. He's making guys miss, running guys over. This is a game I believe he could have his breakout night.
Call his number again, burst for the touchdown, buries the defender, touchdown LSU. That's his 5th rushing touchdown of the season for the Tigers, and it's all because the defense forced the turnover, giving them field position.
You had a chance to see the power of Leonard Fournette on this last run, dragging blue jerseys into the end zone with him. He is a special talent that LSU needs to emerge now. All created off of that turnover and the forced fumble by Quan Alexander for LSU as well.
Colby Della Busi. This for the tie. Brand new game. LSU, after the turnover, hands it off to the talented freshman, and he drives his way into the end zone. Oh yeah. Jesse Baylor pulls it out against TCU, 61-58. Wow. They were down 14 late in the 4th. Kicked a field goal with time running out. Meanwhile, Alabama leads Arkansas 7-6. Missed extra point for the Razorbacks. That one has moved along right now. They should be about in the 3rd quarter, and they are. Way out of the end zone. They don't give DuBose a chance on that one. Mac Brown stays in. Remember on that turnover, he was the back. DuBose flashes on the end around. Here comes the speed again. To the 40-yard line.
Andre DuBose is the fastest player on this Florida Gator team. Earlier in the year, they had made a plan on offense to try to get him between 8 and 10 touches. You kind of see him disappear from the playbook the last few weeks, but early in this game now, getting the jet sweep, get him outside. Speed kills. I heard you say it earlier, Brent. It's true every time number 4 has the ball.
34 yards, Jesse, on that end around. Westbrook is number 87 with that H-back look to block. Quick throw. And that one was caught by Robinson. DeMarcus Robinson.
And there's a nice catch, Brent. It's not a perfectly thrown ball. We talked about how these receivers got to step up and make plays. As you take a look at Robinson off the corner blitz, this is a good decision by Jeff Driskel. That's the answer when they bring the corner, and he did a good job getting low and securing that.
And Robinson pointed at the DB that he was coming. Sort of a signal back there to his quarterback that I could be open here short. Now 2nd down and 4. High snap. Driskel keeps it. Breaks away with that running ability, and it will be 1st and goal.
Well, I think the high snap hurt the timing of this play. It was supposed to be a run designed to go to the left side of the formation. You're going to see here he's got to jump up and catch it, and it's tremendous change of direction. We talked about how good of an athlete Jeff Driskel is and how important his legs were going to be in this game. That's already his 6th run on the night.
This drive started back on the Gators' 25-yard line. 7 plays, 66 yards. Play act fake. Here comes Driskel. End zone. Touchdown, Florida. Given a chance to retain the job as a starting quarterback for the Gators, Jeff Driskel made the most of it on that drive. Watch Driskel. Always one of his great abilities. Run the ball, the coaches have told him. And run he did. 14-7. 21 points put up in the first quarter. I heard one of the experts today said we might get a baseball score. Austin Harden. He'll kick it away. This is Fournette from the 1. Play fake to Williams. Jennings. Right side, got a receiver open, and a diving attempt by his receiver, Traven Durrell.
LSU will run the ball in this game, but I like the idea, play action on 1st down and try and take your shots. Florida defensively early has challenged wide receivers outside. They've had a lot of blue jerseys close to the line of scrimmage. There's going to be opportunities for big plays to be made.
Elliott Porter brings the offensive line up to the 34-yard line for 2nd and 10. Play being signaled in from the sideline. Cam Cameron calling plays upstairs. Williams picks up a couple. Brian Cox Jr. brings him down. A familiar name to football fans. His daddy, a good one for a decade in the National Football League.
And he's a guy that really stepped up last week with 3 sacks against Tennessee. A lot of offensive lines like to slide their protection towards number 6. He's the best pass rusher for the Florida Gators, so other people have to step up and win their one-on-one matchups.
So we've come to the end of the first. And if you want excitement, you come to the SEC Network. 3rd down coming up for Jennings and the Tigers. Williams, the running back. They need 6 yards. Incomplete. Forced to punt. Brian Poole with great coverage, number 24 for the Gators.
That's the 2nd time tonight. Brian Poole's been matched up, bump and run on 3rd down, and he's come up with a big stop. This secondary for the Gators lost 3 guys to the NFL a year ago, but they are still loaded with a lot of depth across the board as Anthony Jennings just shakes his head.
Guess who's back again? Dubose already returned 1 punt for a touchdown. Standing inside the 20-yard line. Dubose fair catch, run up, got it at the 28-yard line. Good decision, and let's check in down below with Maria Taylor. Maria.
Brent, after Jeff Driskel came off the sideline from the touchdown, the entire team, defensive players coming up to him and congratulating him. But Will Muschamp came up, grabbed his head, and said, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And they talked about building his confidence coming into this game. It looks like he gained some off of that touchdown run.
Well, here he is, Maria, coming right back. That touchdown run put the Gators up 14-7. Driskel has thrown 5 times and completed 3. Jennings has thrown only 4 and completed 1. Driskel swings it now to the outside, and there's the freshman Powell. Tightrope walk down that far sideline over there and picked up a few yards here on first down.
Well, it's funny, you know, you watch Jeff Driskel and his confidence, and we talked about how he doesn't have to look over his shoulder in this game, but it doesn't give him the excuse to be reckless and careless with the football. He knows he's not getting pulled tonight. Still got to make great decisions when he's throwing it. Of course, remember, he already has that fumble on the ground.
Matt Jones makes his first appearance of the game. Driskel throwing to the freshman. Got it. What a beautiful catch down that sideline by Brandon Powell. Out of bounds for a first down in LSU territory.
This is a play similar to what Matt Jones made for the Gators last week in the 4th quarter against Tennessee. A wheel route out of the backfield, and there you see the speed from the young true freshman, number 15, getting one-on-one with another true freshman safety, Jamal Adams. And that's a beautifully thrown ball by Jeff Driskel.
And a terrific block by Matt Jones on that play. A 21-yard gain. First down. They come back, and exploding is Matt Jones with his first carry of the night.
Brent, explosive plays in the passing game are something the Gators have to have. And Jeff Driskel needs to be more accurate when he throws the ball down the field. On throws this year of 15 yards or more downfield, he'd only completed 2 of 20 with 3 interceptions and a touchdown. Coming into tonight, that was a beautiful throw we saw 2 snaps ago. Gators offense needs more of that.
Need 1 yard here on second down, and Driskel again picks it up, and John Chavis' defense under fire here. First down and 10. Bring pressure on Driskel and jam the holes that time.
I like the aggressive play calling by Kurt Roper here. We talked about how they need more explosive plays in the pass game. They thought last week against Tennessee they were playing, quote unquote, in a box. Too many short throws. Well, tonight we're already seeing Will Muschamp. He's comfortable with these guys throwing the ball deep down the field and trying to give their playmakers an opportunity to make plays. They've made 2 big ones so far already in this game. 1 on a catch, 1 on a penalty.
Let's see now if the LSU defense can counter. Nothing doing. Good stop by that front, and Kendall Beckwith, who started tonight at the Mike linebacker spot, number 52, able to hold his ground, replacing DJ Welter as the starter. There's big number 52. Some of you fans back in Baton Rouge have been telling me you want this big fella out there. You got him.
He's got a lot of talent. He's a converted defensive end and not a lot of experience. But right now, he's a guy with his physical abilities they need on this critical down and distance. Looks like man coverage across the board.
Field goal time. Terrific play defensively. John Chavis and the LSU defense stand up, and Ricky Jefferson, sophomore from St. Rose, Louisiana, makes the stop.
Tremendous route recognition by LSU and Ricky Jefferson in a man-to-man situation, anticipating screen. Look at number 29 in the slot. He reads it the entire way, plays downhill, and makes a big stop. We talked about how talented Florida is in the secondary. I think this LSU secondary, they might be the best in the conference.
Francisco Velez, and it curls in. 34-yard field goal, 17-7. But LSU's defense held their line that time and did not give up a touchdown. Still down by 10. Needs some offense. He's going to try it. And that hole closed in a heartbeat. That was Gorman, I believe, coming up on that stop. Ball at the 48-yard line of the Tigers. They come back with McGee, and he's finding running room to the left side. 12 yards before Neal pushes him out of bounds. But McGee giving that running game a lift, and it's over there behind Collins, the talented senior tackle.
That's the best side for them to run. But Brent, look at all the confusion by Florida defensively. Not really sure where to line up. Dante Fowler Jr. gets pinned inside. His helmet comes off, so he's got to sit out the next play. But we saw Florida get in some trouble last week against Tennessee. Communication not getting lined up on time. LSU able to take advantage there.
McAllister replaces Fowler. 1st and 10. Jennings kept it. McAllister, who just came in to replace Fowler, who had his helmet off for that play, stays right with the quarterback.
And I think that's one that Anthony Jennings should have handed off. If he's reading McAllister off the edge, he never committed. So look at the bottom of the screen, 14 stays home. And when that happens on zone reads, you're supposed to hand that ball off to the running back. McAllister's 6'6". He's got those long arms. He's hard to get around if you're a running quarterback, for any running quarterback.
Dylan Gordon coming in from the sideline. Fournette back on the field. Fournette steps off to the left, and he's in a foot race. Down to the 21-yard line. Hargraves saves the touchdown.
He's waking up. I talked about it earlier. As you see, Vernon Hargraves down. That is big for the Gators. He's the best cornerback in the SEC. But this number 7 for LSU, you can just see he's different than he was when we saw them week 2 against Sam Houston State. He just, the vision, the ability to cut back, all of the physical abilities. This play is designed to go to the right side. He gets a pit blocked right there. And just tremendous vision getting outside, then running away from Keanu Neal, almost breaking that tackle.
1st down and 10 for LSU. It's Fournette again. Getting to that linebacker level here.
This is an area of the field, Brent. Florida Gators have played a lot of their best football all year in the red zone. Coming into tonight, only 4 of 11 trips resulted in touchdowns. The 9th best statistic in the country. And we've already seen LSU punch it in earlier with Fournette because of that physicality. Generally, good running teams are good in this area of the field.
Maria sends up word from down below that Hargraves is going back to the locker room. Obviously, they'll give him the test for a possible concussion, and we'll update that story later. 2nd down and 6 for Jennings. Jones, the lead fullback. Power I. Fournette cuts to daylight. Spins. Drives to the 3, and Neal brings him down.
You didn't see the circle button week 1 against Wisconsin. You didn't see it against Sam Houston State, but you're seeing it right now. I'm telling you, watching him on film, I just had that sense tonight could be the night. And you're seeing the whole repertoire right here. We know he can run over dudes. I didn't know he had this in him right here. The wow, circle button on the true freshman cornerback. Gators do not have an answer for this true freshman runner.
First 4 games, you can see the 3rd fewest in the FBS. Tonight, they've allowed 7 10-plus yard runs, and the leader is Fournette. Pounds again, nothing doing. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Brian Cox Jr. with still another stop for the Gators. Fournette here in the first half with 83 yards, averaging 7.5 yards a carry. And they'll take him out. Give him a blow. He deserves it. He did the heavy lifting coming down the field on this drive.
The problem is, if you're coming back in now, yeah. Well, they got Kenny Hilliard in the game as well. Now, that's a problem. Kenny Hilliard is a 232-pound tailback who they put in the fullback spot, who they hand off to sometimes here.
Yeah, and they give to Fournette. Muscles to the 2, and it'll be 3rd down and goal. I fully expected the ball to go to Hilliard on that play for the fullback position.
And they're running it to the left side, Brent. That's the best side of this offensive line. Behind the left tackle, Lyle Collins at 321 pounds. Vidal Alexander, 340 pounds at left guard. The biggest bodies for LSU are on that side, and that's where LSU trying to make their hay down here in tight quarters.
Notice the tight huddle so that Jennings can be heard. Toss. Short. Great defensive stand. Antonio Morris is in the middle of things for the Gators, and it's 4th and goal. You are down 10.
on the road. This is a tricky situation. You want to talk about gaining momentum in a physical running game. You've had success gashing them, but if you kick a field goal, you get this back to a one-possession game. Les Miles, we know, loves to roll the dice. He's going to do it again. I got to be honest, with as physical as they are up front, the running backs they have, I don't hate this call if you're LSU.
Power, Hilliard, right side, touchdown LSU. Like you said, Les Miles, we're going to roll the dice.
It's nice when it pays off, isn't it, partner?
Indeed.
That's like you. I know you win way more than you lose when you do that. Check this out. 260 pounds outside. It's like having an extra offensive lineman in the backfield. He just pushes 2 Gators. That's Jared Davis, middle linebacker, number 40, and a defensive back. Talked about how they had to answer on that drive. Didn't want to get out of their comfort zone because they're not yet a very sound passing team. Les Miles, former offensive lineman himself, he's got to love that because LSU is running the ball down the Gators' throats.
Les Miles went right over to Melvin Jones on that sideline. Congratulated him on leading that running play. What's a big fella? Give me 2 of those Gators. Get out of my way. It is the Gators leading by 3, and DeBose is back deep. Trent Deming will kick it away. DuBose is going to come out from deep in the end zone. Trying to run away. And pushed out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. And coming up there hard was Jalen Collins. On a 3rd and 11. Driskel hands it off to Jones, who plunges straight ahead. Remember, they used their last timeout, so LSU cannot stop it. And that will bring us to the end of the first half. 17-14. Hard fought first half. Let's go down to Maria with Coach Miles.
Coach, you decided to go for the touchdown on 4th down instead of settling for a field goal. What fueled that decision in the second quarter?
Well, I just enjoyed being down there, needed 7. Felt like that was the right call.
What's your take on your offense's efficiency in the first half?
I think we're improving. I think everything's coming. I'm going to look forward to seeing what it looks like in the second half.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
And thank you, Maria. And indeed, he rolled the dice on 4th down. Yeah, baby. Let's stick in this one. All right, let's go to Dari and the gang.
I love when you
Take
talk
it away
about
for the
dice.
halftime report. We welcome you back to Gainesville for the second half. It is Florida leading LSU 17-14. And Jesse, as we take a look at what the Gators have done with Jeff Driskel, what's your feeling about
Well, it's been Jekyll and Hyde. I think Florida's come out trying to run the football. The most success they've had is with Jeff Driskel out of the backfield. Already 12 carries in this game. He showed tremendous vision, a lot of toughness like you see right here on these zone reads for the touchdown. Meanwhile, LSU's run the ball too, except they've done it more conventionally behind the true freshman sensation, Leonard Fournette, 14 carries. And we talked about how tough of a run defense the Gators. So this is a tight game. Both teams running the ball well. The Gators have a special team score. Les Miles goes for it on 4th down. Here's the big difference in the game right now. The Gators living dangerously. They cannot afford to turn it over anymore in the second half.
LSU winning the toss, deferring, so they'll handle the ball on the first possession here of the second half, trailing by a field goal.
Leonard Fournette kicking off.
Fournette and McGee are back deep. Harden will kick it away for the Gators. Take a knee. And we check in down below with Maria Taylor. Maria?
Brent, Will Muschamp said that ultimately that first turnover is what killed Florida's offense. He feels like it allows LSU to get back in the game, but he likes the way his quarterback, Jeff Driskel, is playing right now. He wants to continue to run him and build confidence there. Now, he did tell me that he's not sure at this time whether or not Vernon Hargreaves will be able to return to the game, and that's a big storyline for this Florida defense, guys.
Fournette. He is the LSU running back. It's a 3-point game now. Alabama beats Arkansas. Missed extra point, the difference. 14-13. Here Fournette takes off. Midfield. What a future this young man has.
Yeah.
Down at the 43-yard. He's as good as advertised. Another 20 yards for the young man. Up over 100 here against his Gator defense. Scored 1 touchdown. He's averaging about 7 yards a carry, Jesse.
And running to that left side of the offensive line. Left tackle Collins. Left guard Alexander. That's the beef. Those are the best players up front. They're getting push. If I'm LSU, I'm dialing up that side. And I'm dialing up number 7.
That's Diarce, the wide receiver, goes to the slot. He's number 9. Sticking with the running game. And the freshman battles his way to the 40-yard line. And Dante Fowler wrestling him down.
And Florida's seen physical backs this year. Derrick Henry, Alabama. They saw Jalen Hurd at Tennessee. But Fournette, he's more sudden. He's almost a different breed. You see him pushing forward, and these blue jerseys moving backwards. We talked about this offensive line now. They got to take over. They're going to try and wear Florida down defensively. It's amazing to think a team that's only 2 for 8 throwing the ball is still in this ball game. It's been because of Fournette.
Stop that time on 2nd down, and now it will bring up 3rd down. And that was Joey Ivy with Orr out. Ivy getting a little more playing time here tonight.
That's a good point, Brent, because Florida's down their best defensive tackle in the middle with Leon Orr out with that knee injury, so a lot of backups having to play. Ivy just took the worst part of that, by the way, from Leonard Fournette. So setting up another 3rd and short. Had 0 success tonight in these situations.
Dawson checks in as one of the safeties for the Gators as they bring him back to the sideline, and they go with a heavier defensive formation. They're going to press the receiver at the top. Jones and Hilliard. Play action. Underneath man, 1st down. On the move, the fullback was open. Melvin Jones picks it up. That was a great read by Anthony Jennings that time.
It sure was, and a great play call by Cam Cameron because it put Florida linebacker Ball on the outside, Aaron Ball, in an unwinnable situation. He had a choice. He had to either cover. Take a look at ball number 11 over here on the left side of the screen. Now, he's got to cover the fullback in the flat. He decides to vacate that and put pressure on Jennings because Jennings was going to run and get it if he didn't leave.
1st down from the Gator 33. Hilliard breaks the daylight. 1st down.
It's so important converting these 3rd downs. It changes the dynamics of games because this offense stays on the field and their defense gets a breather. And that's something that LSU lacked in losses against Mississippi State and Auburn. It hurt them against Wisconsin early in the 1st half. This is really, really big right now, being able to stay on the field and own the clock.
At the Gator 20. Looking for their 1st lead. Fournette stuffed. Tried to get over behind the left. Ball was there along with Cummings. Cummings helped stuff it, and Morrison got in there also, number 3.
You see Antonio Morrison's coming off the field right now for the Florida Gators. A late substitution. Gerard Davis, number 40. Going to take his place. Every time LSU's been down here in the red zone, they've had success running the football. Both of their touchdowns coming on the ground in this area of the field. We talked about how the Gators, great red zone defense coming into tonight. They've got to back Bo up.
2nd and 10. Again underneath to the fullback, but Jones is short of that 1st down marker. Neal makes the stop. 3rd down coming up if they don't get it, obviously, this time. Unless it's 4th and inches, but you would expect Miles, if he doesn't pick it up, to tie the game with a field goal.
Now, one thing we haven't seen yet, Brent, Malachi Dupree in this area of the field. The number 1 high school receiver a year ago, number 15. When they like to get down here in the red zone, they like to throw him jump balls on fade routes. Right now, he's matched up one-on-one with Jalen Tabor. True freshman. He's dangerous, and he can elevate up top.
McGee's the running back. It's 3rd down and 10. Move the pocket to the left. And it is complete to Quinn. Quinn was right at that 1st down marker. They're going to move the chains. You can see him signaling a first down. It'll be 1st and goal for LSU.
Well, that was huge and a tremendous throw. And there's a great catch by that true freshman Quinn. But check this out, rolling to his left. And where is this football in relation to when his knee touches the ground? Right at the sticks. It's so close. He had to actually come back to that football. It was a tremendous
job. The snap is off, and here's Fournette.
How about that collision? Dante Fowler Jr. Introduce yourself to Leonard Fournette. A lot of hitting in this game, isn't there?
Indeed. All night long. Why not? It's Florida. LSU. What else would you expect? 2nd and goal. Jennings. Got Fournette behind the fullback. Play action to him. Got Jones again. And he's ridden out of bounds by Michael Taylor, who has returned here tonight. Michael Taylor able to stick with him and save a touchdown. But Jones has been his favorite target, slipping out of that backfield against Muschamp's defense.
And Brent, I think because of the success they've had running the football, linebackers and safeties are playing downhill, and that's freeing the fullback in the flat. So here's another one of those situations. 3rd down inside the 5-yard line. You're expecting man-to-man coverage on the perimeter. You got Traven Durrell one-on-one matched up with Brian Poole outside. You got a lot of big bodies, a lot of beef right in the middle to run.
Play action. Gonna throw for it. Deflected. There's another flag. The flag comes flying. Brian Cox Jr. back in the end zone, and let's see if it's on him.
Pass interference. Defense number 94. Ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Obviously, defensive ends, this is a bit of foreign territory when you're covering tight ends down the field. When you're as good an athlete as Brian Cox Jr., you can do it. But take a look at this. You'll see the matchup just at the top up here. And he's grabbing him with that left arm. You see it. And he kind of goes over top of him to swat it away. It's a good call. And another big pass interference on 3rd down.
Logan Stokes going to the ground. They plunge it in. And that, of course, was Leonard Fournette's 2nd touchdown of the game.
Certainly Florida Gator penalties helped LSU along the way, but give LSU credit too. Executing, taking advantage of that, making the Gators pay.
121 yards rushing for the freshman Fournette, and now 2 touchdowns. LSU leads for the first time tonight, and they miss the extra point. LSU up 3. Remember, 2 first downs by penalty on this drive, both on 3rd down. Fournette goes airborne. The heat is on in this rivalry. Will Muschamp still upset. 2 big penalties on 3rd downs, and LSU makes the most of it. Driving for the go-ahead touchdown with Leonard Fournette scoring for the 2nd time here tonight. Total yards, to tell you how tough it is, LSU 207 and the Gators only 153. And now we'll learn a lot more about Jeff Driskel, won't we? DeBoe's back deep. This time he will not come out. Brandon Powell checks into the Gator backfield. Been an outstanding receiver here, and he slips out. Deflected, incomplete. That ball was deflected.
You know, the one big question mark I thought for LSU coming into this year was defensive line. We've talked about the struggles they've had stopping running quarterbacks. You think about all the attrition they've had in 2 years, Brent. Kiki Mingo, Sam Montgomery, Benny Logan, Anthony Johnson, Ego Ferguson, Jared Allen transfers to Arizona. We talk about all what they lost last year on offense, the talent. They lost a lot of talent the last couple of years on defense, guys you just can't simply replace. But tonight so far up front, LSU playing well.
2nd down and 10, and they bring the jet sweep around with Brandon Powell. So here's your third down again for Driskel and the Gators.
You need to have awareness with routes, understanding the depth you need to get. You got to have tremendous timing, and protection so far tonight for Driskel, for the most part, has been good. LSU showing pressure.
And here they come. Down the middle, it gets pressure, and there's going to be interference. No, I don't see a flag. I thought for sure that Jefferson tripped up the receiver, but the official said no way. Leroy Pittman, they got a better view than we do up here.
Jeff Driskel knows he missed an opportunity. Check out the slot. There's Pittman just running the post. 29, he never gets his hands on him. Their feet just kind of get tangled up. I think it's a good no call.
Agreed. White back deep now for LSU. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. That's 63-yard punt. And here comes the big fella. What a future Fournette has. Morrison takes down number 7.
But Brent, you know, it's a young team, and coming in on the road in a hostile environment where they did not play well last week against Auburn, here at the Swamp, they've responded very well. This team had a player-only meeting on Monday to address their issues, and they just look different. Here tonight, in a hostile environment, they responded extremely well to their dire situation.
Fournette spins his way to another first down. Big time running back stepping up for LSU. 1 quarter to go. LSU leading Florida by a field goal. Jesse Palmer, Gainesville's nickname is what? The Aflac question.
Believe it or not, it's called Hogtown.
Good for you, my friend.
How about that?
A Canadian knows that.
You throw junk. you're wily. You got the sinker. Here I am thinking you're going to come in with some question that's going to steamroll me out of the booth.
Yeah.
You're taking it easy on me.
I wanted you to think about that.
You're taking it easy on me. I thought I was a bad student.
Well, it's sort of interesting because it was the Seminole Indians who actually raised hogs around Gainesville at the time, and they traded with the settlers. That's how it got the name of Hogtown. And that's one of the things that all the Florida students learn when they come here to the town of Gainesville. So now the Gators are behind. They trail at 20-17. Leonard Fournette is in for LSU. And the seconds are very important now. Fournette coming off a huge night. Going to get ripped down by Brantley.
Well, we talked about Florida having to stop a physical rushing attack without their best defensive tackle, Leon Orr, who's out with a knee injury, so a lot of backups having to play. Caleb Brantley, freshman, right over the ball. Watch him just win this one-on-one up front with the center. Just kind of shades him, is able to disengage and then make a tackle on a very big bruising running back in the backfield. That was a huge first play to this drive for the Florida Gators D.
Kenny Hilliard comes in on 2nd and 12. He'll be behind the fullback Jones. Gets the call, and this is going to be 3rd and long. Morrison with the stop for Florida.
It was a nice job by Morrison avoiding the block by a fullback, staying on his feet and wrapping up a tackle. Now you got the 3rd and long. We talked about having to keep Jennings in the pocket, and outside for the Florida Gators, you got to play clean. No penalties, and that's been an issue in the second half when they've been matched up one-on-one.
If the Gators can stop LSU here, it could be great strike position for DuBose, the punt returner. Terrence McGee is the running back. Anthony Jennings, who's quarterbacked the entire game. Play action. Fowler chasing him. Downfield. Deflected, incomplete. Gorman coming over for the Gators. And now it is punt time for LSU.
That all started with pressure from Dante Fowler Jr. It was a tremendous job by Gorman in the back end. So the Gators answer with a 3-and-out. Critical, they needed it. And you're right. Andre Dubos's already returned one to the house. You worry about that, but you're Jeff Driskel in this Gator offense. You're expecting good field position here. Golden opportunity.
Jamie Keane, the Australian, will punt it away to Dubose. Drives it. Dubose at the 38. Cuts up the middle to daylight. Swings to the right. 2 men to beat. Out of bounds. Now a 52-yard return, and the Gators are in business here with 6:48 to go in the money quarter.
Well, you mentioned, Brent, the punter King. He drove this ball, but didn't have a lot of hang time, and the coverage team couldn't get down quick enough. So Dubose makes the first guy miss, picks up some blocks in the middle of the field, and what an impact. We talk about how big special teams would be in this game. 2 huge returns by the Gators, a missed extra point by LSU. Big storyline.
Dubose rocking tonight. Brandon Powell, the freshman, is the running back alongside Driskel off to his right. Driskel keeps it, and LSU was ready. Stormed him. Rasco again, along with Alexander. But what a game Rasco has had against the Gators.
We talked about how this D-line had to step up their play. Couldn't just be Daniil Hunter. That was the same play Jeff Driskel scored on earlier in the game. On that power run. LSU, great job. Physical, you've seen now in the last 2 possessions up front.
2nd and goal. Pocket holds, fires, touchdown, Robinson. Gators regain the lead. Francisco Velez will attempt the extra point. Kyle Crowfoot will put it down. And now that missed extra point looms huge for LSU. They are down by 4 instead of 3. They've got to have a touchdown as Driskel fires it, and Robinson makes a fine catch in the end zone. The defender was there. Robinson made the play. Gators up 4.
We talked about how these wide receivers had to step up and make plays. Here's DeMarcus Robinson in the slot, one-on-one with Jalen Collins. It's just going to be an out route. And I'll tell you what, it's a contested ball. Jalen Collins does a great job on the coverage. He's right there. But this is making a play for your quarterback. It's a good throw by Driskel. It's not an easy catch. He's got to show strong hands. I'll tell you what, DeMarcus Robinson's come up with some difficult catches today throughout the course of the game. Something that's been lacking in this Gator passing attack. Couldn't have come at a bigger time in this game tonight.
He drops it in the end zone. If he takes a knee, it'll come out as a touchback.
Yeah, they got plenty of time. Over 6 minutes, all 3 timeouts, obviously. And the way they've run the ball tonight, 189 yards already. They don't have to stray from that. But at some point, Traven Durrell, Malachi Dupree, guys who we haven't called their names tonight, they don't even have a catch yet. They got to be able to make a play outside.
Here's Fournette. He bursts for 5 on first down. Fowler stops him. Good first down run.
So we talked about this Gator defense wearing down the second half. This is a time they got to stand up. Obviously had a great possession the last series. They've been on the field now for a lot of snaps. They've had a very big veteran offensive line leaning on them all game long.
Fournette has carried the ball 25 times here tonight for 138 yards. ready. Pressure. Incomplete, and that pass was defended by Tabor. What a great job he did on Malachi Dupree.
And he's playing for Vernon Hargraves, remember. An All-American caliber cornerback. True freshman on true freshman outside. The number 4 ranked corner out of high school does a better job on the number 1 ranked receiver out of high school on this play.
Quincy Wilson comes in for Tabor. He has the press coverage at the bottom of your screen. Jennings and the Tigers face a 3rd and 5 and the clock down to 5. Terrence McGee, the running back. And Dupree makes the first catch of the game against Quincy Wilson. Malachi Dupree.
Starts with protection. LSU does a great job picking up a blitz. It gives Jennings an opportunity to look downfield. Dupree, nice job on the curl route and an accurate throw from Jennings. They needed that big.
And Tabor checks back in. He's down at the bottom. Fowler moving around. McGee presses. Beautiful run on a 1st and 10 run. Gives them another one. And the Tigers now relying on Terrence McGee, the senior.
And Brent, Leonard Fournette comes out, and you replace him with another 220-pound back in McGee. And if McGee comes out, it's Hilliard at 230. And if he comes out, it's Darrell Williams at 230. All these running backs are big, and this is a time in the game again. Moving forward, pulling tacklers along the way. It's a tired Gator defense. That's huge.
First and 10. Jennings is going to throw it. He slips away. And he is sacked. That was Dante Fowler rolling in at the right time for the Gators. Ball came first, and then Fowler cleaned it up.
Florida's done a nice job mixing up their pressures, not just from defensive linemen, but ball coming from depth. And he was the one that almost got Jennings, forced him to flush outside the pocket. And you just mentioned it. Fowler there to clean up the mess.
LSU needing 22 inside of 4 minutes. Jennings flags down the errant snap. Can't find an open receiver. This is going to leave him with 3rd and forever. Morrison brings him down. That's big number 3.
It's a coverage sack, Brent. Nowhere to go for Anthony Jennings deep down the field. This secondary has locked up mano-a-mano throughout the course of the game, and they've been running right with these deep threats that LSU has on the perimeter of the field.
You can see Fowler number 6, a moving target all the time. Trying to get past the left tackle. He's knocked down. Jennings going long. Got a man open on the far side. And out of bounds is Traven Durrell. Oh, mercy. 3rd and 25. And LSU comes up with what could be the biggest play of the game, Jesse.
The thing that scares you to death, you see Dante Fowler Jr. on the ground, and that is scary. He had the one-on-one matchup with Lyle Collins, and he fell down awkwardly, then got jumped on. And on a 3rd and California situation, Anthony Jennings finds Durrell. But let's go back and take a look at what happened to Dunley. Look at the left side here, one-on-one with Collins, gets blocked. He kind of starts to back up, and you see he kind of grabs his ankle as he falls down. He fell awkwardly.
So there were 41 yards on this pass play on 3rd and 25, as Jesse told you. Then there's a 15-yard penalty. This ball has been moved inside the 15-yard line after that penalty. So it's inside the 15. Here's Fournette. He's behind Melvin Jones, gets a carry, breaks a tackle, still going, battling his way to the 10-yard line, and it will be 2nd down. LSU can get a 1st down on this drive inside the 3-yard line.
And the best case scenario for them is to score a touchdown with little time left. You see them, they're not in a hurry right now. Milking this clock. Obviously need a score, need a touchdown, but if you can get that and give it back to Jeff Driskel with as little time as possible, that is the perfect scenario for Les Miles and LSU.
Second down and 8. Going to throw the fade. One-handed grab, touchdown. What a catch that time. That was made over there by Traven Durrell. Watch this grab. He was being interfered with on the play. Brian Poole was back there.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Penalties decline. Touchdown.
Watch this grab. Oh, mercy.
It's a matchup that Anthony Jennings wanted. We talked about the one-on-ones outside. Here's a fade throw. It's a good route by Durrell. And there's Poole grabbing Jersey again. He's lost sight of the football.
One-handed grab, Jesse,
incredible,
with the defender fouling it.
Yeah. You know, yeah, no doubt about it. At a critical juncture. This has not been an explosive passing attack by any stretch for LSU, but whoa.
Delahousie tacks it on, and it is a 3-point lead. All Jeff Driskel and the Gators need to force their second overtime this season is a field goal. This might be the catch of the season. Oh, baby. Jesse, this is big.
No doubt. SEC East wide open. We saw Missouri fall today. Todd Gurley, we don't know when he's coming back at Georgia. South Carolina's already lost 3 games. Kentucky, Tennessee are better teams, but Florida's already beat them. So for the Gators tonight, this is a huge, huge game. They need this win, keeping pace in what's become a wide open SEC East.
Won't get the chance. Drove it out of the end zone. Harden, of course, hit that 49-yarder to help beat Tennessee. Game-winning points up in Knoxville. Driskel going long. He's got Robinson open. Robinson's got it. Foot race. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Gators strike back. 73 yards. Driskel to Robinson. Jesse, what a great football game this is.
No doubt. Back and forth, ebb and flows. What an answer. We just saw Traven Durrell make a big play on 3rd and California. Robinson once again gets behind the defense. We saw Jeff Driskel underthrow that ball earlier for an interception. That time, he puts that down the chimney. Just a perfect throw.
Young Brandon Powell is the running back. Driskel always a threat to run. They'll go with the freshman. Powell battles toward the end zone, and it will be 2nd down and goal. Clock winding inside of 2 minutes here.
It's interesting to me, Brent, why Kelvin Taylor or Mac Brown, a bigger running back, isn't in the game. Obviously, Brandon Powell, true freshman, very explosive, very fast, only 175 pounds. You know, because you don't have that big presence in the backfield, why not more Jeff Driskel? You know, on the ground. You still got a timeout in your back pocket, but this offensive line, you've got 5 upperclassmen that pride themselves on being physical. This is one of those situations. You're going to run it. LSU knows it. This stadium knows it. People watching it at home know it. You put it in number 6 hands.
Mac Brown does check in, Jesse, just as you suggested. A bigger back leads the way. Driskel cuts back, and it's going to be 3rd and goal. The middle, the LSU defense held the line. Now the seconds continue to tick, and Les Miles is out.
He wants to get,
he wants to burn it. He wants to save as much time as he possibly can here.
So do you throw it and make it a safe throwaway if you're the Gators, knowing that you can kick a field goal and play for OT?
Here's Mac Brown alongside. 3rd down and goal. Driskel cut off. Now throws it. Dropped by Tevin Westbrook. The touchdown on his fingertips.
It's been a theme that we keep talking about throughout the entire course of the game. Drops, helping out Jeff Driskel. 18 coming into the game. A wide open tight end, Tevin Westbrook. It's not a perfect throw. It's not in front of him, but it's very, very catchable. Will Muschamp knows that that was a huge blown opportunity for the Florida Gators.
Velez from near the right hash for the tie. 18-yard attempt. Makes it. Deadlocked in Gainesville with still 149 for Les Miles. And LSU, now they can win it now with a field goal. Let's ask Maria. What do you hear down below, Maria?
Well, Dante Fowler, he was working with a cramp in that right calf, but he told defensive coordinator DJ Durkin that he's good to go. He's holding his helmet here on the sideline. They gave him a lot of Gatorade, and he wants back in this game, guys.
Understandably so, and he puts the helmet on.
Obviously, LSU had that big missed extra point, which is critical at this juncture of the game. But you know, we haven't seen a great return yet from LSU. If they got an opportunity here, that would be massive to get this 2-minute possession started.
Harden. Here comes Fournette. Popped. And I mean popped at the 15-yard line.
Guess who? Antonio Morrison.
Fowler is on the field. Number 6 back defensively for the Gators. No timeouts remaining. And that's McGee. Steps out to about the 23-yard line. Of course, they get a stoppage of play briefly on a first down, as you all are aware. They've got to hurry up now. One thing you don't want to do here is waste time.
But they're not really in a hurry, are they, Brent?
No, they don't seem to be. Right sideline incomplete. And it went back. And why not to Darrell?
So now you've got a 3rd and 5. Florida's got a timeout. Now, this is still big for LSU. If you've got a punt, you know Florida's going to bring the punt block deep down in your own territory like this late. And LSU's not out of the woods yet.
Third and 5. Trapped. Down at the 13-yard line. 4th down. The Gators can stop it right now if they want to.
You know, every yard counts. And oftentimes, you know,
they do.
Yeah, you'd like him to throw this away, but if he does, if he throws that away, then the Gators get to keep their timeout. So it's actually a heads-up play by Jennings to just go down. There's a Gator down on the ground right now, but taking a look at this pressure again. Talked about having to keep him in the pocket. There's some pressure from Alex McAllister, number 14 inside. Then Bullard, number 90, forces him to cut back in.
You know, Les Miles comes from the Schembechler School of Stubborn Coaching. Now, how'd that work out? Continue to kick to the Rocket Ishmael. How'd that work out?
That's a good pull.
Here's Keene. Over toward the sideline, and this time they do punt it out of bounds. Keene kept it away from him. It's going to be spotted at the 42-yard line. And remember, Austin Harden has got the long leg.
And he kicked a game winner. You mentioned it, Brent, against Tennessee last week. It was a 49-yarder. That was his career long. So you'd have to get to about the 32-yard line if you're Florida to give him a shot of equal distance. But 54 seconds. Clock's going to stop on first downs here. These situations at the end of the half, the end of the game. So you got time to operate. You've got to be efficient.
35-yard line is the target if they want to attempt a long one here in the final minute. Deadlocked at 27. Driskel motions Powell, and they swing him outside. Good first down. Stop the clock by getting out of bounds.
Sidelines are your friend in these situations. Any way you can get that there, whether it's throwing it down the sidelines or even just swinging it out to Powell like that, using the speed.
Second down and 5. LSU rushes forward. They swing Powell the other way for the first down. Come across midfield.
So the game clock's going to stop while they reset the chains. That gives the Gators an opportunity to get going. You see Jeff Driskel barking out signals right now. Every second's precious.
They wind the clock down to 40 seconds. Driskel up in the air, intercepted. Picked off by Ricky Jefferson of LSU. Now they're at the 35-yard line with 24 seconds to go.
It's a bad decision by Jeff Driskel trying to force a slant throw right over the middle of the field into traffic. We talked about these rocket balls. You're going to see Quan Alexander, number 4, the linebacker. We've called his name a couple times tonight. He's just standing and watching Driskel's eyes. That ball gets popped up in the air. Ricky Jefferson makes the pick, and not only does he make the pick, but he gets tremendous yardage on the return. This is into traffic.
Guess who else was there? Rasco.
Yeah.
We've said his name all night long on the hit. Meanwhile, there's a Tiger player down at the 45-yard line. And
I think it's Rasco, too.
Is it Rasco who's down?
I think it is.
So now here we go. 24 seconds to go. There's Delahousse on the side. LSU has the ball at the Florida 36-yard line. Delahousse's career long is 49. His season long is 47. McGee, the running back, picks up a few tough yards here. Remember, LSU does not have a timeout. They've got to hurry. They can spike the ball at any time.
Got to get going.
But they got to hurry. It's winding down. The Gators are taking their time.
You wonder if Gator players are laying on the pile and not letting the ball carrier up. It's taking a lot of clock right now. Got to go.
2 seconds. Now it's an official timeout. The referee, Austin. And one thing Fowler's got to be careful of it. He doesn't want to pick up a penalty here for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Reset the game clock to 10 seconds.
So they're going to put it back.
Failed to get off the pile when wanted to do so. Clock was run on the ready for play.
The umpire over that football. He's not turning it loose till everybody gets set. The clock is back to 10 seconds. And Jennings spikes it. And it moves off a couple of seconds. And that gives Delahousse a chance. Remember now, the season long 47, career is 49.
A chance to atone, Brent. You mentioned the missed extra point earlier in the game. How huge is that right now in a tie game? Yeah, no doubt about it. It's big. So this guy's got a big leg. He was a Lou Groza semifinalist last year as a freshman. One of the best kickers in the SEC. He's never missed from 40 to 49 yards in his career. This one from 50.
From the right hash, Delahousse curving, got it. A 50-yard field goal with 3 seconds remaining. LSU and Les Miles lead it 30-27. So there is Colby Delahousse, sophomore from New Iberia, Louisiana.
And he just stroked this. I mean, he hit that so clean. That looks like your 7-iron, Brent. I mean, that just came on. That was high, tremendous trajectory up over the line. He knew it right away. As soon as he hit it, cannot make a bigger clutch kick than that right there if you're LSU. We talked about how big of a win this needed to be for Les Miles. Trying to keep pace in the SEC West. Can't afford to go to 0-3. Young offense. Young players, guys needing to build confidence, a defense that got gashed for over 560 yards apiece against Auburn and Mississippi State. Coming into this environment at the Swamp, can't say enough about Les Miles and LSU and the way they've responded.
And again, it came after an interception.
Yeah.
And here, a career-long field goal for Colby Delahousse. So DuBose is standing on the Gator 14 after that penalty. They're not going to give him a chance. They're going to kick it along the ground. Big hop. Still hopping. LSU comes to the Swamp. and goes home with a victory. 30-27 on a career-long field goal of 50 yards by Kobe Delahousie.
Congratulations to Les Miles, his 100th win at LSU. How about that? All the great things he's done at LSU. Talk about 7 10-win seasons, 2 SEC championships. He's been big time. That's a big win. Traven Durrell and this squad getting for Les Miles on the road.
Let's go to Maria with Coach Miles.
Well, Coach, you just said this will probably lead to some great ratings, a great back-and-forth game here in the Swamp. What was it like on the sideline watching your team come through with this victory?
Well, you had the opportunity to win it just one more time. You know, you had to make another play, and that's the way it was for them and for us, and what a game. It was really a great game.
Kobe Delahousie, he missed the extra point, but lined up for a career field goal and knocked it straight through. What did you see from him in that play? He
told me just before that, any place with the right hash. So we wanted to center it with the run, and it got pushed to the right hash. And so I looked at him and I said, he said, yeah, I got this. So he did.
Your defense came up with some big stops too. With Ricky Jefferson with the interception. How were they able to be so efficient against Florida?
The interception late certainly gave us the opportunity to win the game, and you know, what a series of plays, both offense, defense, and special teams. And to be very honest with you, that defense just kept playing.
Well, Coach, it was an 0-2 start in SEC play for you guys, and you come back and earn a win away. What does this mean for your program?
Well, it's these guys are great kids. They've got character. They want to play. They love to go to practice. They're going to improve. This is what they needed.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Les Miles and LSU beats Florida in the Swamp. A remarkable football game unfolds here in Gainesville.